Hey guys, welcome to Music Magic 1111. Thanks for stopping by my channel for yet another deep dive into this intuitive reading. So today I'm just going to be working for you Scorpios, my fellow Scorpio collective. And so we're going to get into these love messages, okay? I just recently posted a video for Twin Flame, so if you haven't seen that, you can take a look at that if you're on the Twin Flame journey. But for now, I'm just going to really take a deep dive into Scorpio love energy, okay, and what's going on in the relationship, um, in the relationship situations for us, okay? So if you have not seen any of my prior videos, then um, my name is Eisha. I'm coming to you from Bay Area, California. I am your local healer, muse, homeschool mom. I am your local author, intuitive. I wear many, many hats, okay? But also, when I start my readings, I always like to do a little bit of a healing, and I also like to do a little bit of a message from like our beloveds, right? Typically for Twin Flames, it's from the divine masculine to the divine feminine, or vice versa. And for you Scorpio, since today we're talking about Scorpio love, I'm going to kind of just tap into the messages from your lover or ex-lover from some of you, or future lover, okay? We're going to hit it all today. But right now, I feel a lot of energy around a little bit of heart chakra, which means there's been some heartbreak, some disappointment for a lot of you. Maybe a little bit of betrayal, something going on on that level of things. And so the song that I have chosen today and what Spirit gives me today, and this is my second time actually trying to get this message out. I tried to do this last week. And for some reason my phone just kept tripping. I literally cleared it. I learned how to clear my YouTube videos so I could free up some space on my phone, and it still kept cutting off. So there are no accidents or happenstances. I always think when things like that happen or go a little wonky, then Spirit is telling me not yet. The right thing, just the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? And so here we are. I'm going to do this again. And I actually chose this song for the last reading that didn't make the channel because, again, I kept getting cut off. So I don't like giving incomplete messages. And if I ever do get cut off in the middle of a message, I'm always going to do a part 2 so that you guys can get the rest of that message, unless it cuts off where it was at pretty much at the end. Okay, so even if it doesn't feel like the proper ending, if it was literally the end of the message, I'll kind of just leave it. Like I said, there's no accidents or happenstances, and I just like to follow where Spirit leads. Okay. So funny because angles are so interesting and lighting when it comes to videos, and I feel like this one has me looking really strange, but don't mind me, I'm just a perfectionist. Okay, so this song is by Nelcia, Nelccia. I really like her. She is very soulsy, like singing from her soul, although she sings a lot of heartbreak type of songs, right? But she's always right on point, and very twin flamey even, I feel, at times. And so this particular song is called Hurt No More. This will be in the description box in case you forget, and in case you forget how to spell her name, even if you remember the name. It will be down below, as is all the information into how to get a hold of me, how to message me, how to find me on Facebook or Instagram. I say this all the time. I'm really not a social media type person. I actually kind of hate it. But, that's where we're going as a society. And so it's like if you kind of want to stay, keep up with everything, just like when people didn't want to probably graduate and gravitate towards computers. But now here we are. Everything is online, right? So I'm rebelling. But, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, Muse and Magic for both of them, or either Muse and Magic 1111. And I don't typically post there a whole lot, but it is a way that you can contact me. It is a way that you can kind of look and see, what else I'm doing, or, any messages that I may have that I'm, or memes or something that I'm posting. And just kind of learn a little bit more about me. Again, if you check the description box, I'll let you know some of the other things that I'm into. I am a self-published author on Amazon.com, and I have several books. So it's something for everybody out there, and that's under my full name, which is Eisha Coutee, and you can check me out on Facebook or Instagram as well under that, and just learn who I am as an author and as and a little bit more personal piece of me. Okay. So I think I've said everything I need to say, besides like, share, subscribe if you feel or see or hear anything in this video that inspires you, or that resonates. And yeah, so let's get started. Now, see ya. Hurt no more. Close your eyes and breathe in deeply. Breathe out. Hurt me no more. Just 'cause I love you, I don't have to stick around to show you I care. We already tried that. Now 5 years later, but we still ain't there. How long is it gonna make me wait till you give me your all? Oh, I don't have time to waste no more. While life just goes on, I got to let you go. You're hurting my soul. Been crying for years. I have no more tears left in me. The shit you put me through, boy, why couldn't you see my pain, baby, and all of my hurt? My pain, baby, couldn't see my worth. Hurt me no more. I got to let you go. You're hurting my soul. Been crying for years. I have no more tears left in me. The shit you put me through, boy, why couldn't you see my pain, baby, and all of my hurt? My pain, baby, couldn't see my worth. Hurt me no more. Okay, I just thought that was kind of, fitting for this time for you, Scorpio, because I do feel, even before I started to get into this reading, that there has been some heartbreak, some disappointment, whether it be from a family member or a lover or just various people in your life. I feel like a lot of you guys have been releasing a lot of people, places, and things that no longer serve you, especially with this full moon that just passed us. And so some of you may have done some moon rituals, right, of release. Those are the perfect time to do it with the full moon. But many of you have let go. You've walked away from some people. Like she says in the song, I've got to let you go. It's hurting my soul. And so people who have literally hurt you to your core, hurt you on a soul level. One thing I can say, because I am a Scorpio, is I know that we typically give people a lot of chances. We give them a lot of rope to hang themselves. So when we do finally decide to walk away, it's because we have made a final decision that there is no turning back from this decision. I've given you way too much, way too many chances, way too much forgiveness, so to speak, right? I've forgiven you time and time again, and you just keep hurting my soul. It's like the things that you're doing, they're unforgivable as it is, and I'm still choosing to forgive, and yet you keep on taking my kindness for weakness. You keep on taking my forgiveness lightly and mishandling me, okay? And mishandling the friendship, mishandling the For some of you, just the relationship, even as a family member, and ultimately as a lover, if this is someone who is in your life who shows up for you as a lover, okay, a love interest. Um, but I do, and that's why when I was doing the healing a little bit earlier, I was sending a little healing energy, vortex energy. For those of you who don't know what vortex is, you can go to vortex, what is it, vortexhealers.org, and check it out. You can also go to museandmagic.net, and then I have a little bit of description of what vortex is, as far as you scheduling an appointment to get vortex healing. But kind of like Reiki is energy healing, but it's just touching many levels, the emotional, spiritual, mental, physical level of the being, so that you can heal multi-dimensional, multi-levels. Okay, that's the easiest way and the fastest way I could describe it. And so I was just sending that energy to the heart chakra, because I just feel like there's been some real serious offenses to your heart space, right? Just where you feel like now you just almost you feel like you're guarded, almost like you just can't trust certain people back in your life again, because they have just shown you to your core who they are, that they are just not trustworthy. They're just not there. They're not awakened enough. They're just not vibrating high enough to really be able to be around you or in your inner circle, to be at your round table of knights. Okay, they just are just not trustworthy. So I just feel like there's been deceit, there has been lies, there has been even maybe someone trying to assassinate your character, or just mishandling you as a person, not even understanding who you are. And so there's been a misinterpretation of your character. And even in that, it's almost like you feel like, man, if you don't know me by now, I ain't got time. I don't have time to explain to you and try and prove myself to you. I'm not that insecure. I don't have to prove myself to you. If you can't see through the bullshit and just know who I am at my soul level, at my core, then you just don't deserve to be in my energy. And I should not even give you the time of day, because all that's going to do is just hurt my own self-esteem, pull me back someplace that is not the best place for me, right? Pull me back into some lower level vibrational crap. You know what I'm saying? So let's just check into the general energies. I'm gonna put my school teacher glasses on, and let's see what's really happening with you, Scorpio. So right here for general energies, we have the wheel. The wheel could be the wheel of fortune. I do feel like things are changing. Like there are blessings coming in for Scorpio, like financial blessings, like love, romance blessing. Like, like I feel like you've been in the desert for a long time. You've been parched. You've been starved. It's like desolate. You've been giving out and putting out so much, almost until you have put yourself in deficit. You know what I'm saying? Because people have not been reciprocating what you've been giving. And so now you're just in a place of like, let me step back and go into my own little cocoon again. Because when I'm in hermit mode, when I'm in my cocoon, that's when I can reflect, I can process things appropriately, and I could go ahead and take the wheel, right? Since the wheel shows up, and I could go ahead and move forward in my life and do what needs to be done. I am more productive when I am alone, when I'm in my own little cocoon, because guess what? Me, myself, and I is all I got in the end. I know that I'm my own self best friend, right? I.e. Beyonce. So here's a spiral, and for some of you, it's almost like you've been, spiral also represents vortex, right? I just kind of brought that up. So spiral could be someone spiraling kind of out of control. I feel like many of you have felt like you've just been spiraling, like you've been just kind of going around and around down a drain, right? In this spiral energy, and nothing to latch on to, because life has just been getting a hold of you, right? People have been mishandling you and literally kind of flushing you down the toilet, instead of treating you like the goddess that you are, or the god that you are. Just literally, not recognizing your value and your worth, and just kind of flushing you down the drain, treating trash. I hate to say that, but I just feel it. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, this has also been a spiral up. Everything that happens to you to elevate you, right? For you to get the lessons so that you can, right, go up. So trust me, this is for the greater good, which is why you have this wheel turning and churning in your favor, because there are some really wonderful things on the horizon for you. This mask shows up because I feel like sometimes you feel like this is not even from a place of ego. I feel like you have evolved from being in your ego and worried about what others think of you. But I feel like at times you wear this mask, and that mask is like this superhero mask, because you have to be all things to all people all the time. The healer, the provider, the problem solver, you're all these different masks, these different titles, these different things. Um but it's really nice sometimes to be able to go into your own little cocoon, and take off the mask so that you could just be. You could just exhale and just be. But out in the daytime, this is what it is. You're wearing all these faces, all these masks, not because you're trying to conceal anything, but because these are the different hats and the different responsibilities and the different characteristics and the different, jobs, again, and hats that you wear. But from this, and because that's a part of who you are, it really does cause you to be very fertile in your thinking, in your creativity, always producing, always thinking of the next thing, always creating something different. For some of you, you are very fertile at this time, right? This is spring. This is mating season. This is when you're coming into your own. You're getting ready for summer. You're working out. You're trying to get your summer body together. And when you work out, it makes you feel more attractive and sexy. And because of that, if you're like me, as soon as you start training with the trainer or working out really hard, boom, now you're pregnant. I'm sorry, too much information. But that has really been the history of, like, every time I start working back out with a trainer, boom, I'm pregnant. Like, you know what I'm saying? A couple months in, it's like, oh man, because something about that, you feel better, you feel good, you feel sexy, you feel attractive, you feel, planted and connected to your higher self, right? So fertility and creativity and in thoughts and ideas, but also fertile in your actual literal womb. Some of you may already be pregnant, and so that's why you're going into this cocoon, because it's like, I'm not trying to take up on any negative energy. Anything that does not serve my highest good, I got to let it go for the sake of me and my womb, my baby, what I am manifesting at this time, the egg, the seed that grows in me, okay? Even if that seed is just an idea, starting a new business, birthing a new idea, birthing something new, okay? For many of you, you feel like you've been beaten up by the storm, like you've been going through major storm, just one tower after another, lightning bolts, rain coming down, hail, for some of you, maybe even snow and shit. Like, you just been like, oh my God, you know what I mean? When is it ever going to end? But remember, it's always calmest right after the storm, okay? So for some of you, like I said, you're kind of getting ready for summer with the athletes. You've been trying out a different workout regime, even if it's just doing something fun that's just going to transform your body naturally, and you're not going to even be thinking about it, right? For others of you, you are running somewhere. You're running towards something. I don't really feel like you're running away from anything. I feel like you've been there, done that. I feel like this is more of you running towards something, and what you're running towards. Actually, what are you running towards? I just want to get some clarity on that. Let's just see what happens. The tunnel wanted to pop out, but I didn't allow it to. And so some of you are just running towards the light that you see at the end of the tunnel. It's like, you know, this is the end of the storm. I know there's fruitfulness. I know there's harvest at the end of this. So you're running. It's like, I'm taking off now because I can see I'm so close. I don't need to walk anymore, right? You know, let me get there. Some of you are roaring or running towards your higher consciousness with the pyramid. It's like this, the mystery, right? Just this higher knowledge, you know, chasing after spiritual knowledge and whatnot. And others of you just running towards the water. Running towards water. This is river energy, because river, really what it represents for me is ebb and flow. It represents, you know, just going with the flow, learning how to just stop resisting when the storm comes. Stop resisting. I've brought this up before with the palm tree, how the palm tree just kind of sways, and in the storm you just kind of see it blowing, the wind blowing it, and it's kind of doing this thing, but it never typically breaks. It learns how to bend and just give way, and not resist the storm, but if anything, just allow, so that at the end of the storm the palm tree still stands, right? Might be a few little leafy things flying around, you know, that may have kind of come off, but for the most part the palm tree still stands intact. Okay? Because what you are doing is, what all of this is for, the cocooning and just kind of being in your own space and going quiet, fertility of that egg, you know, just being fertile in thoughts and creativity, and even what you're running towards. You've been through the storm, and now you're just kind of picking up your energy is increasing, where it was just very depleted. It's increasing now. And so, you know, what that means is that you're really getting to your mountaintop. You're headed towards your mountaintop. Okay, so those are the general energies, and I just want to kind of tap in, and I asked Divine to just show me, give me the story of what this heartbreak situation was about. Okay, so for many or most of you, if you're watching this, this is about a lack of communication. There was some type of heart-to-heart communication that was supposed to happen, but someone was resisting, and it just never came into fruition. And because of this lack of communication, it has caused a divide, a walk away. It's like, what do we have if we can't even talk to each other, right? What are we doing? And how can I trust you, or how is this even a relationship if we can't even have a real grown-up conversation about what's happening, where we stand, checking in on the relationship, like, and what has changed? Because I feel like for many of you, something just kind of changed abruptly. Maybe there was someone who, this is the wedding card in reverse. I don't typically read these in reverse, but I am today because it's giving me the real deal. So there was someone who might have already been married, and that marriage might have been kind of topsy-turvy or something. And so maybe you were in a situation. There are no accidents or happenstances. It may not be something that you're used to. Like, you don't typically deal with a married person, but it just kind of happened. Or for some of you, there was this promise of marriage, or if not marriage, like major commitment. Like someone tried to make you believe, hey, this is not for play. You know, this is real for me. But it just still did not manifest in that way, okay? There was definitely deception here, okay? Someone was not being honest. Someone was holding back. Someone was wearing a mask in this situation, okay? And then here we are with engagement. So this was supposed to be a relationship that was going somewhere. Someone promised, or maybe they didn't promise, but they spoke as if this was going to be something that was actually real, right? Something that could have turned into a wedding. Like there would be an engagement. There was a focus here, energy given towards really taking this relationship to the next level, which is why you have the engagement and the wedding card in the same thing. There was a lack of reconciliation here, okay? Something transpired. I feel like it had a lot to do with that heart-to-heart conversation that never happened, or these conversations, lack of communication. And because of that, there was like this resistance, this constant back and forth. And so there was never really any reconciliation here. Um, so now you have forgiving and learning. So this message is for you, my Scorpio people. You know, if you're going to finally find some resolve or healing from this situation, especially in that heart chakra, you're going to have to still forgive and learn the lessons from the situation, because everybody that shows up for us shows up to us or for us as a mirror. It's something that they come to teach us, whether it's literally something that we need to learn about ourselves even more, something we need to heal within ourselves, or something we need to fix and correct, right, in ourselves. But there was a lesson. So some of you are already understanding this and knowing that, hey, I'm going through this process of processing everything, and I am releasing, and in the releasing, I am forgiving. And yes, I am taking away these lessons. Like, I get it. It's still about my self-worth, still about my childhood injuries, right? My childhood issues and triggers, and just healing through all of that. Thank you. Give thanks to this person who showed up for you again to remind you that these things were still lingering, that they weren't totally healed. Okay? And in doing this, getting through this healing, it allows you to be a little bit more playful, getting back to your normal playful self. Because I feel like many of you have not smiled or laughed heart-heartedly in a really long time. You know, you got to get back to that. And I know that it's difficult because life is happening and life is for real. Trust me, I get it. And Scorpio, sometimes we have really great poker faces. So even when something does make us happy or can make us smile or laugh, sometimes we'll kind of still be very stoic in nature, you know, because it's like, I can't really put off and let you know I'm letting my guard down, because what the fuck is your angle? What you got next? What's going, you know what I mean? Like, what are you waiting for? When I release and I relax and now I'm laughing and shit, what the fuck you about to pull now? I mean, you know, so it's like, you know, I get you. I'm Scorpio, okay? And stay optimistic about your love life. It's very important that you do that, because I'm telling you, it is not dead, okay? Remember, you got the egg, the fertility card, okay? So there is something waiting to be birthed here. Healing family issues. And yes, remember, this is what I was saying. Like, this person came, yeah, this is right under forgiving and learning. So this person came to show you that there's some childhood shit, whether it's trustworthiness, whether it's not being seen or feeling like you weren't being heard, with this lack of communication, not being misunderstood, like your character might have been attacked or, you know, tried to have been assassinated, you know, especially because I feel like some third party situation was involved in this somewhere. But just knowing that you just have to send love to your ex, to your lover or ex-lover or soon-to-be ex-lover. Send love to the third party. Like, you just have to send love, because what you put out, what you give out, you also receive. You know what I'm saying? It's not about being a sucker. It's not about being, you know what I'm saying, letting someone walk all over you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, always operate from a place of love and genuine, unconditional love. And I'm telling you, kill them with kindness, because that is what you're bringing back into your life. Just kindness and love, okay? And very, very soon, I feel like there's going to be a real interesting past life connection, some type of a relationship. This feels very twin flamey. It doesn't have to be. It could be just, you know, a soulmate situation where there's going to be real romantic feelings here. There's going to be a really romantic connection. And this is going to be something real and worth exploring, okay? So what does your past lover have to say to you? This is the person who broke your heart. What are their messages to you? Who do I run to if not you? Okay? I choose you. Irreconcilable differences. That's okay, because you know what? At the end of the day, sometimes it's just not the right time for things to be healed. There has to be some time, some space before people can really kind of see hindsight, right? 2020, right? But I wanted to kind of clarify what those irreconcilable differences were. So we have unrequited love. I feel like someone here, I feel like for some reason it's the masculine energy, but someone here was very insecure. And so it was almost like, why do you even feel like you love me? How can you even love someone like me? And so they were always very resistant in returning the love wholeheartedly, because they just felt like is too good to be true. So they were always very guarded and very insecure in that situation. So it wasn't like the unrequited love was like, I don't love you back or I don't love you. It's just that I don't love myself and I don't understand why you love me. So you must have an angle. You must want something, right? Pay attention to the red flags. So there were red flags here anyway. There were signs that were already cautioning you about these insecurities, about the fact that there was something else going on, or maybe some third party situation that you might not have been aware of, like somebody else lingering in the background. Someone wasn't being honest, because remember, there was deception that showed up earlier. Okay. And then also trust. There was a lack of trust, with trust being in reverse. So someone wasn't being honest with you. They're being very deceptive and not being real about their situation. And so they found they could not trust you, which was their own shit. It wasn't anything that you did or said. It was just that they can't trust themselves. And so how do I trust someone else? I don't believe that I'm worthy of great love, and that this love is just way too good to be true. So how can I believe that someone is giving me unconditional love? Because they're very judgy and conditional with their love. You understand what I'm saying? So it's never personal. It's always people's shit that they need to work through and heal through, but it still showed up for you, for your own journey, your lessons. Okay. And then what does your future lover have to say to you? Okay. I want to start over. It's very interesting that this would come up, because this is telling me that this is probably somebody from your past coming back around to you, even if it's this ex, but wanting to start over, but coming to you with a new energy. Okay. Time for change. Yes, it is. Definitely time for change. They know and recognize that they have to come back with something different. They can't come back on the same wheel, on the same energy, with the same energy that they had before, because you're not having it. That's why you walked away. Okay? You have my heart. And I'm sorry that I caused you pain. Okay? Again, I wanted to clarify that. Who is this new love? So this one is so interesting, because this says release your ex. So the time has come to release your energy and clear your energy. So what I feel like, again, this is just confirmation that whoever this is, if it is someone from your past and not someone new that you don't know, this is definitely someone who's going to come in with some different energy. Like they're going to come in like a totally new person, because they know they just can't come in the way that they were before. It's just not acceptable. Okay. This time around, you're going to really get to know each other. So I feel like somebody's going to really let loose. They're going to really open up and allow themselves to be vulnerable with you, because again, they recognize that they weren't that way before. They did not give their all 100%, and that is just not acceptable. And if they don't come for real this time, there's no way they're going to even penetrate through your, you know what I'm saying, through your defenses at all. And let your friends help you. So this could possibly be through the help of your friends, someone kind of mediating or coming together on their behalf, your behalf, or whichever. Could be a mutual friend, or this could be someone that you'll end up meeting through your friends. And while it says I want to start over, and it seems like it could be a current past lover, maybe this is someone from your past life. Okay. Taking a chance. Okay. And recognizing that in some past life that you guys have had together, that they're the wheel that they've been on, the cycle, is that they've constantly hurt you, and so this time around they want to make good on that. Okay, so you know how this resonates. I can't tell you whether it's truly someone from your like literal recent past or someone from past life, but it is definitely someone who you've had past dealings with, regardless of what level. Okay. That's all I have for you for now, guys. You know, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, like, share, subscribe if you really found something here that resonates. And until next time, remember, love is the highest vibration of all. Love heals all wounds. Love brings change. So find inner standing, master thyself, love thyself, know thyself. And again, till next time, wellness, be well, wholeness. Bye.